All right, guys, as promised, here is the Super Baja Ray 2.0 tire belting video. So as you know from the factory, they do not come belted. And what happens is these things are on 8S, 50 miles an hour. You give it full speed, centrifugal force of this heavy outside tread is going to make this tire balloon out, right? I call it pizza cutter. And what happens, or what happened on this, is, you know, airborne, full speed, and it totally tore the sidewall where it gets pinched into the beadlock because it was stretched out and got thin, right? It tore it. So we got to put something on the inside of this tire because it's not built in, right? So what you're gonna need is, I'm using brand new tires. I did take the old ones apart and clean them up, and they were belted before, but I don't know if it was the lack of prep or he says it's Gorilla Tape, but it's like tissue paper. It just didn't adhere and it was filled with sand. So what we're going to be using is Gorilla Tape, but this is the extreme version. I am going to put all the links to the descriptions of the products I used in this video below. So check those out, click on them, it helps the channel, right? So I can keep making more of these. All right, so I've already done the two back ones that are on the Super Baja Ray right here. And I do have Turbo beadlocks, true aluminum beadlocks. I kind of wanted a little bit more weight down low. And believe it or not, they're not that much heavier, guys. Maybe at the end of this video, I'll get the scale out and I'll weigh a stock one and mounted up aluminum. It really wasn't that much more. I know people say it affects battery runtime, but that's not why we're here. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your tire and you're gonna turn it inside out so that you've got the inside skin. Wipe this down with some rubbing alcohol, get it nice and clean, let it dry out. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your duct tape, and I start a roll pretty long. So it kind of is like a plumb bob. So it's going to be self plumbing. And then I kind of get to the middle. Hopefully that's still in it's not quite in frame, but I get it to the middle of the tire. Here, let me. I want this in frame for you guys. So basically, you want that to be right there. And then keep your tire straight so that it stays in the middle of the tire. And then you're gonna have to pull it the rest of the way. And you can readjust it if you have to, but once you get close, you kind of want to line it up. Ideally, probably having some scissors, because this stuff isn't the easiest, but so that's what it's going to look like. Not very pretty, right? So kind of work your way. Try to get the wrinkles out. I kind of flatten it. And it's not going to be bone flat for you guys, you know. You can kind of push in on it. I know this is the boring part, but this is the problem that I had with the other versions. I watched some videos and a guy said to keep it this way and cut a strip and put it in. Every time it failed, it would run up the sidewall. I cussed at it and threw away like 2 tries. I said, screw it, I'm doing it this way. And it worked awesome on the rears. They didn't balloon when I tested it out. So now that you've got that kind of all worked down, I like to take some heat to it and it softens it up. And you can kind of work out. You're gonna have some minor little wrinkles, but get her all nice and soft, warm and gooey. And then you're going to turn it back the right side out, kind of work your way. It's actually a little bit difficult. So once you've got it that way, I took a hole saw and made a 3 3/4 inch rolling roller. Put it on a screwdriver, and it's just the right size to fit inside the tire sidewall. and it's high enough where it's not going to rub on the ribs. And then once it's still all nice and warm, you basically want to roll it in, just like you're flashing a window or door. And this will work any of those wrinkles and high spots, you know. Ow. Get that guy out of there. And that's kind of what it looks like, guys. Hopefully that shows up. But it lays it flat, you know, and it's not the end of the world if you sucked it up and you ran up on one of the side walls. Flip it back over, pull it out. You got a whole flip and roll here, right? So that is how I belt a tire. So now when you give it full speed in the air to correct, you know, your landing or whatever, it's gonna reinforce and it's not gonna let that tire, that rubber just blow up. So the next step is to take your beadlock, and remember what I said, these are proprietary. It's got these little fingers and you gotta line those guys up. So helps if you put the foam in there. So I like to take the foam and kind of fold it up and just get it in there. And once it's in there, it's going to take a little bit of work to just push it in shape, you know. Just make sure you've got it all on the inside so it's not going to bind up on you. It's actually quite satisfying. So, you know, they look good, right? And then this, you got to line up the grooves, and this side has to go underneath. So what I do is I just get it inside the tire first, and then you can worry about rotating the rim in there. So you kind of peek at it, and before you get it right where it needs to be, make sure that you're rotated. It can just go straight down on it, if that makes sense. Straight down on those ribs. And this part really is just going to be time consuming for you guys. Just work it like maybe like making a pizza crust. And then just start working them in. You know, just knead it, massage it, get it in there. And then once you got them all lined up, time for your beadlocks. Once you get it lined up, I'm rushing it because people get bored on videos. So what I like to do is I get them all lined up and get them in there. And highly recommend this guy right here. This Milwaukee drill driver is amazing. I can set the torque setting really low so I don't strip it out. So what I like to do is I start one and just get it started so it holds it in the beadlock in place. I skip two, put one in, skip two, put one in, and get all the way around and then tighten them down. Maybe I guess I'll do that, but basically that is the whole process. Some people like to see the whole thing. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do this and then I'll just speed up the video. But basically, I appreciate you guys watching this, and hopefully this helps you guys enjoy your Super Baja Ray 2.0. All right, thanks for watching. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. All I got to do is put the rest of the screws in, and then I'll cinch it down, install the bad dads on the front, and I'm going to take this for a rip. Again, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to play down here. That's a long ways down. Trying not to flip it. That's not how you want to land, guys. That was pretty brutal on that front. Whew. was a pretty big jump, guys. Oh, no, no, no,